Okay. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Okay, we are live. And I've never done this before. So what I'm doing right now, just so you're aware, because anything could go wrong right now, I've got this microphone plugged into a Focusrite, which is plugged into my computer, which is running through OBS software, running some latency for the live stream. I've also got two cameras hooked up running through my computer as well. My Sony a6400, which I'm looking at right now. And then I also have a webcam that's pointed down here at the table looking at the TickWatch E2. Anything could go wrong right now because I got two cameras, like USB dongles and stuff going everywhere. So bear with me if this ends up being a total train wreck. But I'm attempting to do two unboxings because after all of this setup, I might as well. So as you can see here, the first unboxing is kind of already done for us. It's the TickWatch E2. There's not really a whole lot in terms of the packaging. The TickWatch is a budget Android Wear device. So I just kind of want to show you guys here what you're going to get in the box. It's not going to be a whole lot. So you're looking here at the box itself. It is, let me switch over to OBS so I can see on screen, make sure I'm showing it to you guys. Okay. Actually, yeah, there we go. So you can see here the TickWatch E2. This is what, the box looks like. Pretty nondescript, just a basic wearable box. Not a whole lot there. When you open it on up, this is where the watch would normally be. As you can see here, I have it charging plugged into my computer. Yet one other thing plugging into my computer here. And then behind it, underneath inside of here, there would have been the charger, which it's charging actually right now. We'll talk about that in a second. And then the manuals, which, you don't need. Don't pay any attention to those. So that's the box for the TickWatch. Pretty simple. Nothing really to write home about. So here is the TickWatch, and I want to kind of just give you guys my first thoughts and impressions of this watch since I've kind of already unboxed it here. And I've actually worked out with it a couple of times already, and I kind of don't want to get ahead of the review and disclose what I've experienced so far in terms of reviewing this. But this is what you're looking at here. You've got a smartwatch with a great looking screen. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but there's a bright light shining right down on top of it, and you can see that screen very nicely. It's very bright. And then it dims. This is really kind of a neat feature. It dims, and each background comes with a monochrome version that allows the watch to have kind of an always on or a longer on screen where it displays the time for a longer period of time before turning off. And it's monochrome, so you can see the time without all of the colors and resolution and everything being on screen and wasting a lot of energy and battery life. And then when you touch the screen, it kind of wakes it back up, and it goes back to your color screen before dimming and going back to the monochrome display. So that's kind of a neat feature. I really do like that. You can long press. I believe it's either long press or double tap on this one. It must be double tap. So double tap, and then that will access the menu where you can go through and select from screens that are loaded or backgrounds that are loaded onto the watch. So we'll go to my favorite one right now. And it's this one, just because it's kind of a modular look. You got your battery life, your time, heart rate information. What else do we got on here? The weather information. And then you've got the monochrome look at there as well. So, I really do like the screen on this. I think TickWatch has done a great job just making a great Android Wear device. All of the smart features have worked really well, even on my iOS device, my iPhone. The one thing that I don't like about this watch is, and I don't know if you guys can see here, is just how beefy, chunky this is. It is a bulky device. Very, very, I mean, that's like 3/4 of an inch thick. I mean, that's just totally unnecessary for a smartwatch. when it's this big and chunky of a device, I would expect the battery to be massive and for it to last a week, but you're really only going to get about typical smartwatch battery life out of this. You're probably only going to get a day or two out of this before you have to charge it. As a matter of fact, I have found that this watch does have worse battery life than my Apple Watch Series 4. I can usually get about 2 days, solid 2 days worth of use out of my Apple Watch Series 4. With the TicWatch, I've really been only to get about a solid day's use and then maybe like half a day's use on the second day. So that's something to consider. But it is a cool watch, and you've got standard size watch straps with quick disconnect pins. So that means you can swap out these straps for leather straps or anything else that you might favor over, these rubber plastic straps. On the back, we have an optical heart rate sensor, and I'll have to go grab the original TicWatch, but I'm pretty certain that it's the exact same optical heart rate sensor. And in fact, the body itself looks nearly identical as well. And I'm wondering really if the new TicWatch, if the only upgrades that they've really have done have been the internals, the internal hardware specs. So I'll find out more on that on the full review to let you guys know. But in terms of navigating the menus, it's pretty easy. You've got a touch screen that just swipes. Okay, and then to begin a workout, because that's what my channel is, all about, is working out, is you just push this button on the left, or I guess on your right, and it will take you to a menu where then you can hit whatever app you're wanting to work out with. So again, this has the ability to load up third-party applications like the Under Armour Record application or Strava, or in this case, it comes preloaded with the Google Fit health applications. So you can just access that by pushing that. It'll load that up, and then you can choose running, weightlifting, whatever workout you're going for. So that is the TicWatch E2. I've been pretty impressed so far. I've worked out with this in the gym. I've also taken it jogging once. I still have some more GPS tests to do, but I'm pretty much finished with my gym-based workouts on this. Yeah, so there's the TicWatch E2, and I'll have a full review for you guys here within the next probably 7 to 10 days. Now let's get to an actual unboxing. And we're going to unbox this guy right here, which is the Huawei Watch GT. And this one has been one of the most requested devices that I've ever had here on this channel. Anytime I ask for any input or don't ask for any input, people have been asking me now for the last 2 months, when are you going to review the Huawei Watch GT? So I'm reviewing it here today. And of course, as any good YouTuber who does an unboxing, I've got, a switchblade, which I'm not entirely sure is legal in this state. So I'm not going to tell you where I'm at, but there's my switchblade. So we're going to go ahead and unbox the Huawei Watch GT, and this is a genuine unboxing. I don't, to be quite honest with you, know a whole lot about this watch yet. So we're going to learn together here. I don't know what's in the box. I don't know much about this device. And, so I'm kind of curious to see what all the hype is about. So we are going to do a live unboxing. I'm not sure if I've done a live unboxing in a long time. Again, this could end up being a total train wreck. So, okay, so here's the box, and it just opens up like this. And ta-da, there it is. Nice presentation on their part. Significantly better presentation than the TicWatch, right? Beautiful looking watch, and I love actually this unboxing experience that they're giving us with this kind of like gold, edge around the cardboard here. I actually think that looks great. So, and the watch itself, gosh, man, that actually looks really fantastic. So let's pull out the watch first and take a look, and then we'll see what's in the box. So, okay. Beautiful looking watch. And wow, the craftsmanship on this is just, it feels great. So I'm super impressed. Especially coming from, this TicWatch over here, which is entirely plastic. The TicWatch here, you've got kind of a light a light plastic feeling watch. This feels substantially heavier, and you've got just the quality of the metal. And they've done such a great job with the look of this watch. I mean, gosh, the camera probably can't capture it, but it sparkles. They've done a great job. Really impressed with this watch. And then on the back, here's the only thing that kind of concerns me, if I'm going to be honest with you. This optical heart rate sensor here appears to be the exact same optical heart rate sensor of the Huawei Honor Magic Watch that I just reviewed here a couple weeks ago. And the optical heart rate sensor on that device was like one of the weirdest experiences that I've had on a wearable. The optical heart rate sensor on the Honor Magic, which I think is the exact same sensor as this, had times where it was just super accurate, keeping up with my Apple Watch Series 4, no problems at all. And then there were other times where it was just not able to be accurate in terms for gym-based use at all. Now, for steady-state cardio, for jogging, cycling, those kinds of activities, the optical heart rate sensor on the Huawei Honor Magic was fine. But for gym-based use, it was terrible. So this having a sensor that appears to be the exact same sensor, I'm just a little concerned that if they haven't figured out how to calibrate it, haven't updated the firmware, that this could be a similar experience. So we'll see. But that being said, gosh, this watch just looks great. Really, the only plastic that I can see on this watch is the back. Everything else on this watch, the lugs here are all metal. And you can just tell, like, it's machined. It's not like rough edges. Like the machining on this is just so good. And then you've got 2 buttons here on either side. And then the watch straps actually feel like they're top-notch quality as well. They feel, I mean, even though they are plastic and they're going to be probably, I think, 20 or 22 millimeter straps, the same as the TicWatch, these watch straps here feel significantly better, and they actually have kind of a textured interior of the watch strap, which I like because people underestimate how important it is to have a quality watch strap on a wearable where you're trying to measure your heart rate. That's one of the reasons, in part, why the Apple Watch Series 4 is so accurate, is because it's being used with these watch straps that just hold the watch really securely against your wrist. And that has made the Apple Watch Series 4 optical heart rate sensor perform really, really well. And so I'm hopeful here when I see these, a little bit of this texturing on the inside of the band, that's going to be a similar experience, that we're going to get a watch that really grips the wrist well and then helps this optical heart rate sensor perform. So I'm very impressed and now very excited to try this watch out, especially for the price point. I mean, these watches, depending on which version of the watch you're getting, you can go as high as, I think, $300, but I think that there's some out there that are $200. And this watch here for $200 feels significantly better than, say, the Garmin alternative like the Garmin Vivoactive 3, which I think is, $250 now maybe? I don't know. But this watch here, in terms of just the cosmetics, the look of it, the feel of it, it feels so much better. So let's go ahead and see if it's got any battery power. Let's go ahead and turn this on and see what kind of screen resolution we're going to get. It could have been shipped with a dead battery, so I don't know. Oh, it's turning on. We'll just hold it down here. The colors are kind of coming out orange on my screen, but this is kind of a nice red. It's kind of flaring out. I don't know if I can get a better angle where the colors look better. It's almost too bright. I have like lights reflecting off of the glass here, so it's kind of distorting the image. I don't know if I can put it up here, if this will focus. Yeah, that's a little bit better. You get a better idea here of what it looks like. Gorgeous watch. It's taken a while to boot up. Of course, this is the first time. Okay, so it says here pairing, and swipe up for a QR code. So then within the app, it'll have a QR code likely that it's going to have me scan with my camera on my app. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the unboxing. I'm super pumped now to try out the Huawei Watch GT. Gosh, it's a beautiful looking watch. I mean, that is something I would wear right there. And just for the record, I did purchase this using my own money. A lot of the watches that my affiliates don't have, I just end up having to purchase. And this watch just looks great. Super excited for that. So, okay. What I'm going to do here now is try to expand out this screen. There we go. And hopefully that worked live for you guys. And I'm going to come back over here and see here. Okay, good. I'm starting to see some messages. So if you guys have questions, then now's your chance to ask some questions. And if not, then I'll go ahead and end the live stream. And I haven't been able to see anybody's comments up until now because I was looking at the OBS screen. So bear with me here. I'm going to see if there's any other previous questions. How much for the TicWatch E2? So that was the first question here. The TicWatch E2, gosh, I can't remember what I paid for that because it's been like a month now since I bought it, but I think it was right around $150, if not maybe a little bit less. So it's super affordable. For an Android Wear watch, I would recommend the TicWatch over probably just about anything else, especially if you're on a budget. There's certainly more expensive Android watches out there, but the TicWatch, if you're just wanting a nice, plain Android Wear experience, the TicWatch E2 makes a ton of sense. It's affordable. It's a nice looking watch. It performs really well. So yeah, I would recommend any product really that TicWatch has put out up to this point. I've been pretty impressed with. Other than the cosmetics, if they are bulky. I mean, it's a big bulky watch. So if you don't like a bulky watch, then don't buy it. And by bulky, I mean size, not necessarily the weight, because the weight of the TicWatch here is significantly less actually than than the Huawei GT watch here. So, it's not a heavy watch, but it's just bulky. It's awkward in terms of sizing, if that makes sense. But other than that, it's a great Android Wear experience. I would highly recommend it. So let's see here. Is the bezel above the glass? So shockproof in any way? Okay, good questions. I'm not sure which watch you're talking about, Don, so I'll answer that on both watches. So first of all, on the TicWatch E2, yes, this does have a bezel that kind of sticks out beyond the glass, and there's probably no real way for me to show it on camera, but there is definitely a raised edge around the glass, so it would be protected. The same is also true for the Huawei Watch GT. It does have kind of a traditional looking bezel with the numbers, like a classic watch design. And it does protrude beyond the glass. So it's not behind the glass. It's not like a fake bezel. It's a real one. So both watches have kind of that inherent protection with the bezels that stick out beyond the glass. Unlike, the Apple Watch, which there is no real bezel. It's just a curved display around the entire watch, and which leaves it vulnerable, obviously, during exercise. So, yeah, both of these watches have edges that protrude beyond the glass, so they're going to be, a little bit more protective. And my understanding, too, is that both of these watches have a Gorilla Glass 3 or Gorilla Glass 3 equivalent strength screen. So, and they're smaller screens, too. They're not larger screens. So the chances of it breaking are going to be slim to none. Like I've had now, what is it? Well, every Apple Watch, and I've had multiple, watches like these that have glass screens. And knock on wood, but I have yet to crack a glass screen. even with my most vulnerable of watches. So phone and tablet screens tend to be a little bit more vulnerable. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but tablet screens, the larger they are, they tend to be even more vulnerable than a phone screen. Basically, the larger of a screen you go, the more vulnerable it's going to be to the shocking cracks when they get dropped, or impact cracks and stuff like that. So, yeah, these screens, I would be confident taking them just, anywhere. So, okay. Gosh, I don't know what else. There's really no other questions coming in at this point. Hopefully you guys have been able to hear this okay and see it okay. This was definitely an experiment, so thanks for bearing with me here on this. Oh, you know what? What am I doing? I haven't unboxed the rest of the Huawei GT watch. Let's look at inside the box here. Let's go back to OBS. And let's drag myself down back here to the corner. And we're going to look at the rest of the inside of this box here. So we're going to open this up. And I'm not sure what that is. Some sort of... Okay, so we've got... Interesting. This is the exact charging base that is also on the Huawei Honor Magic watch. It is USB-C, which is great. I love that. And then it just magnetically attaches here on the back. Now, interestingly enough, this base, the magnet is strong enough where it will... Let me see if I can show you this. The back of it will actually stick to something else. So what's kind of cool is you could actually like charge this like on a, have this sticking against your refrigerator, have it plugged in, or, I don't know, maybe not your refrigerator, but anything metal, and then charge this, and it could actually charge, on the wall. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. So very magnetic, highly magnetic design there on this with USB-C. It's the exact same charging base that came out on the Huawei Honor Magic watch, and now they're doing it here with the Huawei Watch GT. So, yeah, it's a good charging base, but again, the fact that it's the exact same back really does kind of confirm that this is going to be the same optical heart rate sensor that was on the Honor Magic watch. So that's my only concern really up to this point. Inside here, we're going to have a USB regular to USB-C cord that, plugs into your computer. And then some manuals and whatnot, and that's about it. It's all just kind of jam-packed down inside of there. And then, of course, the watch itself. So, okay, that wraps up the unboxing experience for you guys. I apologize. I was just so excited on how great looking this watch looks that I got ahead of myself and about ended the unboxing early. But I love this watch just in terms of the design. It just looks so good. Feels so good. It's like the perfect weight. So, gosh. Well, there it is. So, that's all I got for you guys. So, thanks for tuning in. This was an experiment, to be sure. I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream here, and we will see what happens. I might end up deleting this video. We'll see. Thanks, guys, for watching. My name's Eric. I'm the Techie Agent.